All right, what up, YouTube? We're on Balatro here, starting from the basics, starting red deck, easy base difficulty. Uh, just kind of trying to run through this and explain thought processes, sort of use it as an educational session for how to think through playing Balatro. This is a brand new, clean slate. I don't have any decks unlocked. I don't have any stakes unlocked. I don't have any cards unlocked. We're just going to start from the bottom and go through, play hands, talk about strategies, and sort of learn by doing and learn through examples here. So here we go. Um, this is on Mac, but you can play it for any console. First, I got to bring my audio up so you can hear the lovely soundtrack. It's a great retro styled soundtrack here. All right, so we've got small blind, big blind, and then boss. That's like the format here. I'm assuming that people already know the basics of how the game works. I'm just going to kind of dive in. So, got a big blind or a small blind. Don't want to double my money because I don't have a lot, so let's just play it. I'm looking for like a flush here. I want to keep my hands around, so I'm looking for a flush here, but I'm pretty close to a straight actually, so I'm going to just dig for either a 9 or an ace here. And maybe I'm going to play this pair just to bump up some points here, but all right, we got both a 9 and an ace. We'll play the higher one. Great. And should be home free on this one. Great. Looks like that straight would have gotten us over, and we lost some money from that first hand being played. Oh well. All right, so we have $9. What do we want to do here? We really want to get started with some mult scaling, so let's see what we can get with this joker. Okay, great. This one, not too useful. This one, fantastic because we have the built-in holographic +10, and then even cards. I mean, we might end up building a sort of strategy around even cards or not, but the +10 on its own is enough. We only have $5. I'd love to get some useful planets, so let's see what this priestess can give us. You know, who knows if we're going to end up playing. Oh, I didn't mean to sell that. I meant to use it. Shoot, I'm getting used to the non-iOS, but the Mac instead. Oh well. Okay, so that should be enough to carry us through the rest of this. Do I want to skip this? Add a voucher? No, I want to make some money. So we honestly, any reasonable hand here should get us through. I'm going to go for like a full house or a 2 pair with the jacks and the kings. So just get rid of the low cards. All right, we have a 2 pair. I think 2 pairs probably is going to be enough. Let's see. Yeah, more than enough. So we're running 1,000 on a 2 pair right now. It's good to keep that in mind, just in terms of like what our prospects are. You know, the boss is going to be a little over 1,000, so we're probably fine. Do we want to? Yeah, we want to add some more sort of just multiplicative power on our base right now. Both of these are going to do that. This one only is going to do it for a 2 pair. I don't want to commit to like building deck around 2 pair of hands right now. So this one's a little more generalizable. It's just around face cards, so I'm gonna take that one. $6 left. Yeah, I'm gonna get a planet, see what we can scale. In the early hands, looking at, you know, I've leveled up 4 of a kind. I haven't leveled up anything else. I don't really know. The jokers really help sort of direct like what kind of hands we are going to want to play in the long run. We're in the early stage right now, so I don't want to commit. I can't really commit because I don't know what joker's going to come up. So because of that, I'm going to do something in the middle. So pair, we know that pairs aren't very strong. Straight flush, very kind of unique. That's the highest sort of hand. So I'm going to go for the middle ground of 3 of kind, which is like powerful enough to give us some good oomph, but not too rare that it's never going to actually occur. So all diamond cards are debuffed. These ones are honestly never really a problem unless you're later and you've later down the line and you've like turned all of your cards into diamonds from a tarot. So we should be fine getting anything through here, honestly. I think honestly even a pair is going to get us through since we have this mult on the face cards and then this base one. I can use some discards. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to use some discards to get rid of some stuff. What we don't want to do is we don't want to play hands that we don't need to play because we're going to get more money based on how many hands we have remaining. So let's just, oh great, we got more. I'm just going to see if we can get a full house out of this with some face cards. Great, we got a full house. We're going to be home free for sure. Okay, Okay, so good to know. Just mental note, Full House is giving us 3.5k right now, which is, 7 times as much as what the boss was. So that means we have a little bit of space, some breathing room right now to build a good base. We're not like in survival mode where we have to get something from the shop every round in order to survive. So this +1 hand size, this one's really nice and really helpful. Is it more helpful than getting one of these jokers right now? I would say yes, because we have the breathing room. So breathing room, money, really good for kind of building up these base things like adding 1 hand size. That's huge. So we don't have any more money. We're moving on. Okay, looking at, so always want to take a check in on a new ante of what is the boss that we're going to be playing, and are we in good shape? The answer is yes, we're in great shape already, because I just played a full house that gave us 3.5k. That's great, and must play 5 cards. That's no problem. We don't have any sort of structure around our deck or hands right now that are like less than 5 card hands. So we could just skip both of the blinds all the way there. The question is, are those even very useful? Well, definitely this double money is useful if you have money. We don't have any money. The rerolls one is fine, it's whatever. So I think the most value right now is just playing every hand so that we get to the shop and we can buy things like planets and level up hands so we can just get more scaling on our base hands. So we have a flush here, that's nice. I think we can just run the flush and should be home free. So this sort of even Steven and smiley face combo is kind of nice, because even Steven is like if you play low numbers, you're going to get these mults, and this one is if you're going to play high. So it's kind of like just plus mults going all the way from the top to the bottom through the face cards, except not the odds. So that's kind of nice. I kind of like that. It's pretty flexible. This ice cream one, this is very helpful if you're struggling and you need something to prop you up. We are not struggling right now. We don't need anything to prop us up. Do we want this? I think this is interesting. This one's nice because it says contains 3 of a kind. So that's a full house or a 3 of a kind. Both get this. And we have played a full house a couple times. We've leveled up 3 of a kind already once. So this is interesting. And so the trade-off here is, do we want this, which kind of slightly shoehorns us into certain hands, but not really, because we have a lot of leeway with how much chips we're getting? Or do we want to try to level up something else so that we kind of raise our floor? I think given our breathing room, I'm going to go with a planet. So let's see what we can get. Okay, so we could beef up 3 of a kind again, or we can flesh out our flush. Again, Neptune I'm not really thinking about right now because that's a little rare. So again, the question here is like depth first or breadth first. We've kind of inched forward on the depth of 3 of a kind, but we have not done anything on sort of the straights or flushes end. And sometimes it's useful to build up that breadth, because you might end up having a boss where it's like you can only play each hand type once, or some sort of boss that debuffs cards in a way that makes you need to do a different type of hand. And so again, because we have breathing room, I'm going to do the flush and build up our base. So now we have 4 of a kind scaling, flush scaling, and 3 of a kind scaling. Again, we still have this fairly generalized molt situation going on. We could get, I don't know, we can't afford anything else, never mind. So here we go. We don't want to double our money because we only have $2. And what do we have here? Again, most things are going to get us right over the edge here, or easily over the edge. We have a pair. We could dig for a flush of some sort. I think I'm gonna first, just because we got a lot of discards, I'm gonna see if we get a heart or a spade, which one, and then double down. Oh, we got neither. Now we have, okay, which suit do we want to dig for a flush for? So I'm gonna look and see what we have left. So we actually have the most left of clubs. That's because there's none of those there. And then there are diamonds at least, so I'm just gonna choose hearts. And that did not pan out for us at all. So I'm not going to go for a different strategy here. We'll just do a 2 pair, see if that can get us out of this. Okay, yeah, 2 pair even was fine. So honestly, that was a little overkill. But the key thing is, especially when we're in this situation where we're way overperforming, we do not want to use hands that we don't have to use, because the more hands we have remaining, the more money we get. So I'm going to buy this Jupiter to beef up the flush, which is interesting. So now we have flush level 3, and now it's like, oh, okay, do I want to sort of more dig for jokers that are going to power flush? I don't know. This is interesting for economy, but honestly, I don't find that I use it very often, and especially with this rewarding face cards being played, I'm not going to be discarding them a lot. So I'm just going to hold on to my money for now. Must play 5 cards, no problem. Do we have any flushes to run with? Yes, we do. We're going to go for the spades flush, and we should get it on this one. And there we did. Ta-da! We should be home free, no problem. And let's note, what are we running? How much we're getting? About 3,000 on the flush. So that's interesting because that was less than the full house we got in the last boss. But mental note, 3,000 on flushes right now. Okay. Do we want either of these jokers? This is sort of a 2-pair builder. So this is really nice because you can have this molt grow over time as you play more 2-pair hands. We definitely want like a scaler or a builder joker in the long run. That's what gets you over the finish line. But I don't really want to commit to a 2-pair situation right now, so I'm not. This one also is just kind of like more bump up of a couple, the 10 and the 4. Again, we're going pretty comfortably here, so because we're going comfortably, I'm going to start looking into tarot and see what kind of situations I can get going on here. So this is pretty baseline. I'm going to just use the Hierophant and just choose like 2 cards. I usually like choosing a pair of things because then like they can be run together. So I'm just going to choose the aces and power them up. And we could check out the spectral. Yeah, let's check out the spectral. Kind of nice to like start building up a money pile, but oh well. Alright, this is great. I really like this one. It's always useful to be able to get more planets and scale up the hands that you are playing. So I'm going to use the blue seal. This creates a planet card for the final hand played. So I'm going to choose something that I'm likely not going to play, like a 2, and I'm going to assign it that. So now, if that 2 comes into my hand, I'm going to really try to focus on playing the hand that I really want to scale up for my final hand, so I can get a free planet for it. So let's move forward. A free holographic joker, that's really interesting. I'm going to take that because we don't get that much money from the small blind, and we're still overperforming by a lot. It is interesting to note that the Flint is our upcoming boss, so base chips and molt are halved. So if we think about, it's not exactly a half deduction, but on the overall, but we were getting about 3,000 for a flush, so now that would be giving us about 1,500. We have 4 hands, so we're still on track to beat the Flint as is, so I'm going to take that. Do I want to take this free voucher? I don't care too much about a voucher right now, so I'm just going to play this hand. And this is awesome because we got that 2 with the blue seal right off the bat, so I'm going to for 3,000, I know I can get a flush over 3,000. The question is, do I want to level up a flush? Yes, I do. So I'm going to dig for a final club and play a club flush and then get a free Jupiter out of this, which is perfect. Oh, and that's interesting. We didn't end up getting 3,000. So there was probably some extra molts, probably a few more evens or a few more face cards in that last flush, which is unfortunate because now we're in a situation where I really wanted to level up flush, and now I'm not as well suited to get a flush. I can still dig for a flush, and that's what I'm going to do because I have 3 discards remaining, so I'm just going to dig for flush, but I want to quickly check how many clubs do I have left. I only have 8 clubs, so technically there's more hearts. There's 3 more hearts in the deck, but there's 2 more spades on the board, so that's interesting. I think I'm actually still going to go for the hearts. Actually, no, I'm not. There's some math that you could chug out there, but I'm not going to do it. And great, we got lucky, and we got a high ace. Okay, and there we go. We got our free Jupiter. Fantastic. So we've got 2 things coming in on this shop run. One is that we get our free Jupiter that we can use and level up flushes again. And the other one is that we get this Joker. This one's nice because you build up mults as you play hands, but then you subtract as you use discards. And we're running a little over right now, which is good. And so we are likely to build up some mults. So I'm going to buy that. The one thing that's going on now is that we are indexing on a flush hand from our level ups. Our jokers are pretty agnostic, but the thing is, so with a flush hand, now we want to really orient our deck around having flushes occur a lot. So if we look at our what the hell are these? Suits. If we look at our suit distribution, they're all even. We have 13 of each. We should pick a few and change suits towards those through tarot cards. So we have two chances for tarot cards here, which is great. We have $14, so we can afford both. Also, this tarot card is going to give us a random joker, and we have space for jokers. So I'm going to take that, see what it gives us. Okay, great. This gave us a credit card, which basically just gives us $20 extra. That there's no reason to sell that, so I'm going to hold on to that right now. I'm going to take this tarot card. Do we have anything that changes suits? We don't have anything that changes suits, so that's unfortunate. We do have the Hangman, which does remove cards, so that's similar to changing suits, but it's a little different. I'm going to do it, and what we would want to do is we want to remove low cards. So we have 3 and 5 on all of them, so I'm just going to choose at random. I'm going to choose spades, or no, that's the one that doesn't. I'm going to choose diamonds, and we're going to get rid of that 3 and 5. So now diamonds is off the table for our suit of interest for flushes, which is a little unfortunate, because if the first tarot card that comes up is the one that turns things into diamonds, then we're a little misaligned. Okay, so death, this is also a suit flipper that we can do, and so this is kind of our second choice right now, or we could just beef up some other things. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to, we have 2 aces here, so I'm going to turn this 7 into this boosted ace, and so technically we are now oriented towards spades and away from clubs and diamonds. Not by much, but technically we're there. So now let's keep going. And we know that a flush runs us at about 2,000 or 3,000, but it's going to be about 1,500. So we're going to need a couple flushes to get through here. We have almost a club flush. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to play. Well, we're really close to flush on 2 things. I'm gonna play this high. Do I want to play the high card? So one thing here is, do I want to be greedy and hold this 2 around for the whole set just to get a Jupiter? I would like to be greedy, but the flint could be a little tough. And then the second question is, do I want to discard with discards or discard with hands? If I discard with hands, I can build up some points, which will help get me over the edge. And what I mean by discard with hands is, for example, let's say I want to go for the club flush. I could play these 4 and just get some free points up on the board effectively from this high card. I don't think it's going to be much, but I will get +5 for this being a face card. I will get this +10. I'm also going to get this +10. This is the other thing, is I want to build up. I don't want to discard because I want to build up the green joker. So I'm going to play the hand. We got that +1 molt, and it gave us 351. That was not very much, which is a bummer. But I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to play this pair. And that gave us a lot more, which is good. So now we have our flush, and I'm not sure if that's actually going to get us over the edge, and I want the flush to be the last hand played so that I can get the free Jupiter. So the question is, do I want to just play this high 8, or do I want to undo one of my built-up mults on the green and discard? I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to play the flush first and not be greedy now, because I don't know if it's going to get me over the edge or not, and I don't want to put myself in a suspect situation. Okay, it totally got me over the edge. Fantastic. I get the joke. Get the free Jupiter, and I can use it. Great. So we're really diving into a flush-based hand here. Okay, so what do we got going on in the shop? We have a straight planet, which I think we're not interested in at this point, given what I just said. Same with this Joker, we're not super interested in it. This voucher is great, contains the planet of your most played poker hand, love that. But given our point scaling, like we pretty easily just dealt with the Flint boss, which is kind of a tough boss in the early hands. It's probably more important to really now change the suits of things towards what we're looking for. Okay, so we have a suit changer. We have clubs. That's good because clubs was one of the ones we took one away from. So do we want to turn 3 things into clubs? I mean, I guess what we could do is if there's diamonds. Are there diamonds out here? There's 2 diamonds. We could at least take away from diamonds and just say diamonds is the... but then we don't necessarily want to take away anything from hearts or clubs, or we could take 1 away from hearts. I think we're just going to take 2 away from diamonds and not do anything to hearts right now. So now we're building up clubs dominance on the suits. Hermit, not helpful because we only have $1. Can make a lucky card. We could roll the dice on a 25% chance to enhance one of these. I'm just gonna use the Empress and charge up 2 of the, kings. And let's keep going. All right, so Tooth, lose $1 per card played. So that one actually is really not that hurtful to us at all, even if we don't make much money, because we actually can go up to $20 in debt, and it doesn't impact the chips that we score at all, so that's really nice. But we still definitely don't want to play a lot of hands if we don't have to. Doubling our money, not useful. Cards and booster packs, that's fine, but we're probably not going to use it. We really want to be building up our deck now. Like the real focus right now is how many suits can we take. We want to build up the suits we want. We want to take diamonds and turn them into other things. And then if we end up with a second or like a 3rd place suit, we want to start taking those and put them into our 2 top suits. So we were just trying to get tarot cards. That's the whole, play hands to get tarot cards. And then if we can power up our flesh as well with, I mean, this too is coming in like every single time, which is pretty sweet. So let's see, I'm going to... We have clubs as our dominant one. Diamonds, we never want to use those for fleshes. I'm just gonna don't want to play this hand to get a few. Yeah, I'm gonna play this pair. I know it gets rid of one of our hands, but we don't want to discard because of the green joker. So we're also focused on playing hands in general so that we can build up our green joker. So we got our flush. That's great. Again, I'm actually just going to play this hand so I can build up the green joker. And then this flush should take us over the hump and get us a free Jupiter. So this blue seal has honestly been a great investment already. Worth the price of admission for sure. Okay, I'm going to use that jupe. Got a little money on the small blind. And just taking stock of things, so our flush is level 6 already, which is great. The one thing here is this is shaping up really well, but it would be nice to have another hand that is like medium powerful in the case where we can't get a flush for whatever reason, whether the cards don't align or the boss has something tough. This is a nice one. Oh, we can afford it because of our credit cards. So this is kind of nice. We're going to be using a lot of tarot cards in order to build our deck out appropriately. So this is a nice joker because it is basically building up plus mult as we do the things we already are incentivized to do. So do we want to fish for Jupiter, or maybe build up our auxiliary hand capacities, or do we want to fish in the Mega Standard Pack for non-diamonds? We can afford to do both, but I also don't want to go too far into the negative because it makes it so you can't get rid of the credit card if you have another joker come up that you want. So what I'm going to do right now, given that we just got +7 mult, I'm just going to take a planet and, either it's a Jupiter, which it's not, or we build up something else. So I'm going to build up this is kind of like an emergency 2-pair sort of situation. If we ever in a situation where we need an emergency, I chose the 2-pair because it's even easier to get than a full house. Um, okay, so we're playing this one. And again, we don't want to discard unless we really have to because we're building up the green joker. So we already have a flush right off the bat, which is awesome. So I'm just going to play that. Okay, so flushes are running us like 8,000 now, which is pretty sweet. And now we're back into the green. Okay, this joker not useful. Every played card counts scoring. We're running flushes, so we're always playing 5 cards, so we're getting that anyway. Straights. So this is interesting because we're not oriented around straights, but this makes straights a lot more likely to happen in our flush, which would then mean we get straight flushes, and straight flushes are super, super powerful. But we have a full thing now. I mean, I can get rid of the credit card. But I don't want to get rid of the credit card. I want to get 3 Arcana packs. So I'm not going to take that one. Okay, sun, hearts. Great. So we can turn a diamond into a heart, for sure. And then, do we want to change anything else into a heart? I would say, I don't want to pull out of clubs yet, but I'm not sure if mathematically that's a good idea, because I could either take 1 diamond and turn it into a heart, or I could take 1 diamond and 2 clubs, or 2 spades. I don't want to take the spades because I like this boosted ace. Problem is this has a boosted ace too. Let's see, what do we do here? Because at some point we're going to have to choose. I didn't want it to be hearts, so that we have the 2 aces that are boosted on the other one. I'm gonna, no, I'm not, because these cards are all high cards. Except this 8. I'm just gonna turn this one 4. I don't want to overcommit right now. And amazing, we just got our fortune teller boosted, and now we're gonna get it boosted 2 more times. I probably should have done this pack first so that you can make 2 decisions about what you're doing at once instead of 1. Okay, so this is nice. Wild card is any suit. That's great. So I'm going to turn this queen into or actually, let me think through everything here. Diamonds, don't want to do that. Stone card, don't want to do that. Stone cards are great if you're doing other hands that aren't full, like 2 pair or 3 of a kind. We're doing full 5, so we're never going to play a stone card, so that's not on the table. Hermit, we are in the negative. Diamonds, we don't want to use. So we're going to do these 2. We're going to turn this queen into a wild card, which is great. And then we're going to get 2 planets. And amazing, we actually got the 2 ones that we wanted. We got our main and our alt. Fantastic. Okay, so we're negative 10. I could buy this voucher, but I don't want to go all the way down there right now, so I'm just going to play. Especially, yeah, because of this boss, we're going to be losing even more money. So we would like to get out of this thing in 1 hand, if we can. So that's a little tricky because now we're going to need a discard, which is going to undo this. We're losing something either way here. But we don't want to play diamond flush, so which one do we actually have the most of? We have the most left of clubs because there's the least out here of the other. Okay. Let's see. Can we play a pair of something? We can play a pair of kings. We can play a 2 pair. Okay. Yeah, so it's looking... Well, if we have to play a 2 pair and then a flush, that's going to be 9 cards total. We're going to go down to $19, minus $19. So we're going to be near our limit no matter what. You can actually go into the actual negative, which for us would be negative 21, but then you actually just can't buy anything and you're kind of handicapped for a little bit. Or we could discard. So the question is, do we discard and save money but lose molt? Or do we play and lose money but save molt? I think we actually probably, given that our economy is not very good right now. We don't have any jokers that are making us any money. So I would actually sacrifice some molt to save some money. So I'm going to discard and fish for a flush. And I'm going to discard. Question is, do I discard just these 3? Or do I commit to one suit to fish for right now? I am going to just discard these three. And I got super lucky, I got the flush anyway. Fantastic. Okay. Great. Alright, so we lose $5. And how do we do? Amazing. We're right over on one hand. Perfect. So we lost one molt, but we only lost $5. That was a really good outcome instead of having to discard twice or play two hands. That was the ideal scenario. Well, the ideal scenario would have been dealt a flush right off the bat, but without getting dealt a flush right off the bat, the ideal scenario is only play one hand and only use one discard. So, okay, what do we got here? This voucher is really nice for when there's a boss that you actually aren't going to be able to get past. The problem is we are trying to get out of our negatives so that we can free ourselves from this credit card. It's one of the things I love about this Joker. It really actually does make you in a situation like you're indebted and you're crippled until then, which is hilarious. This is interesting because we really are focused on flushes here. And we've played it 8 times and it's just going to grow. So this would be great, but we can't fit it and we can't buy it without the credit card. We can't buy any Jokers without the credit cards. We can only do Spectral or Arcana packs. The Spectral is interesting because there is one Spectral card that turns everything into a suit, a random suit. The problem is it might turn it into all diamonds, which could be rough. So I am really interested in fixing our economy, actually, is our main problem right now. So I'm gonna try to get us out of the negative, free us of this credit card, and then maybe try to get a Joker that gives us some more money. Or yeah, like this perfect. Yeah, like this blind right here is really great. That'll help us get out of this. Or the skip blind, I mean. Okay, so we don't want to play diamonds. Can we play? So let's we're gonna quote play discard because we don't want to undo our green Joker right now. Okay, so a flush gave us about 10,000, which is nice. We're -2. We're going to choose that skip blind on the next one, which gives us $25, so that's going to free us. Let's just check what the boss is. All club cards debuffed. Okay, so that's interesting because that is one of the suits that we would fish for a flush for, but we got a flush. That was 11,000 or so. So we just need 2 flushes to get through this thing, and we can just focus on getting a spade flush and a heart flush. And we might have to discard a few things, but maybe we play discard a hand or 2 to get there. I think we're in good shape, and we don't necessarily need to buy anything to help us out here, but given that we're about to get $25, I would say let's just fish for a Jupiter here. Amazing, we got one. So now our flush is just even a little more powerful. Okay, skip so we can get the $25. And that's funny, we literally got a entire flush. So this is interesting because we could actually, they're all debuffed, but we could actually still play this hand and get a reasonable amount of points because we have the base 140 times 18. We're gonna have all these Jokers stack on top of it, and we don't want to undo the progress we made on green Joker, so I'm actually going to play this even though they're all debuffed. And that's awesome. We just got like almost over a third of the way towards our goal here. We didn't have to, we played an entirely debuffed hand. So we're going towards the spade flush to take us over the hump here. I'm just going to play discard these 5 to keep the green stacking. Okay, and we got our flush. We got more than enough. And this should take us over 18,000. Okay, good. So mental note, 18,000 on like a fully formed flush with some molts and a +4 molt and a +30 base point too. So now we have $25 and we can get rid of our credit card, but we don't necessarily need to get rid of our credit card until we have something good to replace it with. is this good to replace it with? It might be. This is very interesting. So this one, I don't really think we need right now. This is, I've never really found much use with this one. But this is really huge. So that's going to give us ×2 mult when scored. So if our flush is 140 times 18, it's going to immediately change it to 140 times 36. And we likely will have a face card in every flush. I mean, sometimes we won't, but most of the time we will. So I'm going to go ahead and sell the credit card. And now we are free of that. And we have this nice, this is like our first X mult scaler. It's a little different because it gets played when the card is activated instead of after all of these. So it's kind of more like up here than over here. So I'm actually going to put it there just to mentally track that. But just taking stock of things right now. So we have 2 holographic jokers with base of 10 mult. And then these 2 jokers that are both adding more mult on cards that we're going to play all the time. We have these 2 jokers that are both growing over time, which is great. And then we now have this one, which is giving us a ×2 on the first. And we have a well built out flush level 8. Still a little fragile. Could be good to build level up 2 pair or 3 of a kind. So let's go fishing for some planets, and we're looking for either 2 pair, 3 of a kind, or a flush. So we got 3 of a kind and a flush. I'm gonna index, or actually before I choose this one, I'm gonna check what is the boss coming up. Play only 1 hand type this round, so that's absolutely one where we want to double down on flushes. So I'm gonna level up the flush. The alternative is there's a boss that's like play different hand type every hand, and so that's when I would have chosen maybe a Venus to buff up our 3 of a kind. This voucher, do we want planet cards to appear 2 times more? No, we don't, because we want a bunch of tarot cards actually. Do we want to fish for something interesting that's not a diamond? No, we don't. Not right now. I don't want to spend the $6. Uncommon Joker, don't want it. We want to play hands so that we can level up this green Joker, and we want to hit shops so we can get tarot cards to turn things from diamonds into other suits, and also to level up the Fortune Teller. And also just to get a good stock of how many points we're getting per hand right now, to just kind of do a health check. So I'm going to play discard this pair. And hopefully this flush wins us out, and then we get a free Jupiter. And it did, fantastic. So that was what, about 20,000? Okay, do we want any of these? No, we're not playing straights. Arcana pack, yes, that's what we've been looking for. And we don't want to create another Joker. We could double our money, which is nice. We could also destroy. We would want to destroy diamonds, but the only diamond that showed up is one that we actually really love. So we're going to just double our money, which is nice. And with the double money, now we can go fishing for some interesting cards. We don't want diamonds. We don't want stone cards. This is nice. Uses any suit. Great. That basically gave us all of them. Do we want to re-roll? No, we're doing pretty well, so I don't want to like throw away money. Mega standard pack, so that's interesting. So we played flush, that gave us about 20,000. So we're very on track to beat this boss as is. This could give us some cards that are non-diamonds and help just increase the odds of those coming in. They might even be enhanced or something. But we want to play hands to continue to buff up Green Joker, and we want to get some tarot cards. So we're going to play. This too, oh my god, it just keeps showing up. This is unbelievable. We also have a 4 of a kind ace. So what we can do is we can play discard a 4 of a kind ace and fish for a heart flush after that, and then get the Jupiter to come out of it. Unless this 4 of a kind, sorry, 4 of a kind, but with the heart ace, and we're not doing that. So, great. Okay, and this is going to be 22,000. It probably will, because we have 2 face cards and 2 evens, and these have been growing. Let's see. I'm just trying to mentally track out if this is going to get us over the edge, because we really want to have that flush take us home and get another Jupiter out of it. But if this doesn't, if we end up at like 29 or 28,000, then, and if we don't have another flush to play, then we're forced to either play discard some hands, which we don't make as much money, or we have to discard something. But not making a lot of money is okay because we have $34 now, so I'm just going to play it, and it should take us all the way. Yeah, 23,000, perfect. That two, that blue seal 2 has been incredible for us. Really incredible, the amount of times that it's hit. Okay, great. So here's the tarot card suit converter. I'm gonna take it and either like wait for an opportune moment to play it, or just play it right away. This one we definitely don't want because we're not running diamonds and we don't have any space. We're not really in the market for jokers anymore. We're really in the market for just in getting rid of diamonds. So that's not going to do it. This one's interesting. So here's another thing. So we got 2 diamonds show. We can actually play tarot cards that didn't show up from the pack while we have everything, like this one. So we have 2 diamonds that that aren't that 2 with the blue seal. Do I want to play it right now on 2 of them? I kind of do, because we're probably not ever going to get 3 diamonds to show up at once, and we have 2 that show up right now. So I'm going to play this moon, and now I'm probably gonna, there's either do the lovers, which just turns something into a wild card, which is useful, obviously, for the flush situations, or do I want to roll the dice and beef up one of these jokers? I think I'm probably gonna play it safe. Or this is interesting. No, I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm gonna turn this queen into a wild. I'm not doing the ace because it's already boosted. Okay, and then let's fish for Jupiter or something secondary. Fantastic, we got a Jupiter. Okay, one hand type, we're obviously going for flushes. So actually, I forgot about this, but one of the issues with the one hand type thing is that you can't play discard anything. Now we need to actually discard, which is going to undo the green joker. Oh well, I think that's okay. So we probably want to go for the clubs, right? We still have 13 clubs remaining. Yeah, so we're gonna. The real question is, do we want to discard all of these? Probably not, because we're very likely going to get a club. So how many of each do we have left? Okay, 12, 11. I'm gonna get rid of these 3 so that we basically ensure that we get another club. And then I'm going to I'm keeping the spades around because we have an enhanced king. And the other thing is, once we play our first flush, then we can play discard other things, because then it'll just not count as a hand. So I'm going to discard, give us our club. Oh my god, we didn't get a club. Jeez. Okay, that's unfortunate. So now we're in a sticky situation. I could discard just this one card and hope that it's either a club or a spade, and the odds of that are 23 out of 39. So it's over 50% chance. But and this effective thing is showing that we have some wild cards. I am going to. Do I want to take the risk? Because now also, if I discard like these to really fish for another club, then once I play that flush, I'm now depleted of more spades, and then a spade flush is going to be harder. So we have enough discards left that I'm actually just gonna take the risk and flip that slightly weighted coin, and it worked. Amazing, great. So now we can play this flush first. Okay, 32,000. We're almost there. Amazing, and now we're home free. Okay, that gamble worked out. I think we would have been safe either way. It's just a matter of how many green joker sort of decrements would we cause from our discards, and the good news was it was only one. Okay, so we're doing really well on money now. This is an interesting economy joker, but we don't need that. As I said, I think our jokers are good. We've got these sort of round scaling jokers. We have this molt-ish scaling joker. It doesn't scale on molt after the jokers are applied, so it's not a real molt scaling, but it's a semi-molt scaling. And then we have these kind of base ones that help just kind of beef up cards that we play. So again, we just want to play. We want to get tarot cards. We want to get rid of diamonds, and we don't have anything here to do that. But this is going to give us another Jupiter, so that's great. And we also get a fortune teller boost from it, so that's nice. Okay, so do we want $13? Not that useful. Do we want to try to enhance some of these? Kind of useful. Or do we want to just like beef up the base situation going on here? I think I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to beef up the base situation going on here. So I'm going to choose two of our higher cards that aren't already enhanced and just enhance them. So we just did a 32,000 on a flush, and then since then we leveled up Joker and played two tarot cards. So we're probably looking at or leveled up Jupiter and then two tarot cards. So we're probably looking at like 35 to 38,000 on the flush. So let's see what's coming up. So we can definitely beat the next boss in about two hands. Each drawn face down, cards drawn face down after each hand played. So that's frustrating, but not as tough for a flush-based hand because you can still sort by suit and kind of infer what's going on. But ideally, it would be really nice for us to be able to get to 70,000 on a single flush by the time we get to this boss. So we're going to want to play every hand. Yeah, these skips, I mean, that gives us a lot of money, but we don't really need it. So tarot cards appear more frequently. Yes, we absolutely want that. Thank you. We want tarot cards. We want tarot cards. All right, we're playing every hand, although $52 is really interesting, but we just paid $10 to get more opportunities to get tarot cards, and if we skip, then we don't get that opportunity. So, okay, we're almost there on the diamonds, so we're gonna play discard. I'm gonna keep the Jack of Spades around in case we're going for a spade next. Oh no, actually, we think we're gonna get rid of this, and we're gonna get over this in one hand. We think so. We don't need to keep around for another flush, especially since we're play discarding and getting a little boost. Ugh, that's annoying. Okay, we didn't. We're gonna have to play discard another. And I switched and now targeted the clubs because we had these two enhanced ones and we had an even. So this was gonna score higher. What did that say? I think it said 39,000. Okay, so good to know. 39,000. Getting a little interest. That's nice. Yay! Love this Emperor. 2 tarot cards. Okay, this is great. So now we can double our money. Amazing. Now we have almost 50 bucks, and we get planet cards, and we got a Jupiter. Wow. Wow, that was all fantastic. These are all working together really well. I didn't sell the full house, the Earth planet. I could have sold it, but $1's not that useful for us, and it's nice to have some, just insurance if we have to play other hands. Buffoon pack. I mean, we have a lot of money, so it is interesting to just kind of open it to see if there's something that gives us something better. For example, something that gives us a better times multiplier than this photograph one could be interesting. We're in the stage now where having times multipliers is better than plus multipliers, our base chips or whatever. So let's see if we get a times multiplier here. Okay, so we do have this one, but we do not want to destroy our jokers, so we're not doing that, and we're not doing that. Oh well, $4 wasted. Spectral, let's see what's going on there. Spectral stuff is always double-edged swords, you never know. Okay, we definitely don't want to destroy all jokers, but this is, okay, just going to give us $3 when we play something, so I'm likely going to play a king, because kings are high, so let's give it to that. And we have a lot of money, we can re-roll, try to find some tarot cards, but they're going to show up here on a lower level much more often now, so I'm just going to wait on that. And we're going going to play this hand so we can level up the green joker. Okay, great, we have this, so we're going to keep the 2 around. This queen counts as anything, amazing, so we can just play the flush. $38,000. Okay, and then we have another smeared one, and we can play another flush, and we should be home free, and we got a free Jupiter. So the whole idea was we wanted to get a lot of things that were going to power us up so that we could potentially play 1 hand on the final boss instead of 2. We did get several Jupiters. We got a couple other things that were leveling things up. We're probably not there with a 75,000 single hand. But I can definitely buy this Hierophant to just use it to help boost on whatever cards we do end up playing. This Supernova, so we've played 18 flushes, so this is going to give us a lot. Is it going to give us more than either of these? No, it's not going to give us, I mean, the Fortune Teller one is going to grow, but so is the number of flushes. So these are kind of like in line. They're kind of almost swappable, except this one actually is likely going to grow a little faster than this one is, because we're guaranteed to basically be playing flushes all the time. We're not guaranteed to be getting tarot cards. Like right here, we didn't get tarot cards, so that might be an interesting swap. This one is 31, so that's definitely ahead. This one is interesting because, you know, we're really only going to have like 2 or 3 face cards per hand. So that's like 10 to 15, and this is already giving 18, and that's never going to increase, and this is. And then this one, are we going to have, you know, this has a base of 10, so we would need at least 2 even cards every hand for it to be even to this. So one of these is probably worth swapping for Supernova at this point in time. The question is which one. What is more likely? 4 base cards or 2 even cards. 2 even cards is probably more likely, although we do want to index on face cards because of this Joker, so it's probably a roughly equal swap. I'm gonna get rid of this one because this one is nice as a sort of more like insurance policy. Like if you get in a situation where you have to play a low flush, this kind of helps boost it. Whereas in this case, we're already getting boosted if we play a face card from this Joker, and it's high point count, and I've been upgrading the face cards mostly with Hierophant and Empress. So I'm gonna sell this one, and I'm gonna take Supernova. And let's go fishing for non-diamonds. Okay, that's a nice non-diamond. And we're going fishing because we have a lot of money. All these are non-diamonds. 4 re-triggered ones is still less than both of these, so I'm going to take the high. Although I could have actually used the Hierophant on that 4, I think. That's interesting. Actually, I don't know. I've never tried using a Hierophant on an open card from a pack. We could re-roll for some stuff, try to fish for some more things, but I think we're in good shape. So let's just play. Okay. We can play a flush right now, which is great. And I think we're just going to deal with the consequences of the mysteries from the face down cards. We're just going to deal with it. We're in a very good position. So I'm going to upgrade these, see if by any chance we get 70,001. I doubt we're going to. And we played evens as well, so that's great. 53, okay, so we were close, but we weren't there. So the question now is, what suit are these cards? One thing we could do is we could just play all 5 of these, assume they're spades, and see what happens. But we don't know if they're hearts, if there's a heart in there. So another thing we could do is we could just take this one and play discard these 5 over here, and we get it's probably not higher than a king, so it's going to be a free $3. We could also actually discard. Oh yeah, if we play discard, it's not going to help because they're all going to come in face down. So what we actually really want to do is we want to discard a couple cards. cards. It's okay. We're gonna lose some progress on the green joker, but I'm gonna discard. I'm gonna discard. Do I want to keep this king around? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it around because we probably have a lot of clubs left. Yeah, we have 17 clubs left, so I'm gonna keep it around. Okay, we know these are all, now that because of this 3, we know that these are all spades, and we're home free. Now the question is, I could play this just to get $3, and we basically have free time now to make up that lost progress in the green joker. So I'm gonna play this pair and get some money and bring back that progress on the joker. Play this flush, and either way, even if it's a 3 to the jack, but I guess I'll just do the jack. It'll make us win. Alright, great, so we're here on the last ante now, and we don't care for these jokers. At this point in time, I think it's really just beef everything up and keep running it through. So this is great. We have hearts and spades, and we have a diamond or 2-ish. Let's see, what do we have more of, hearts or spades? We have the same. So let's just choose, well, actually, we could check which one do we have better. Looks like we have a little bit better of a situation going on with spades because we have 2 enhanced aces and 2 enhanced royals. So I'm gonna go to we're gonna go to spades. So and we don't actually want to change this queen because it's smeared. Okay, let's go fishing. Okay, we'll take this one. Playing cards to versus top, don't care. Okay, so at this point in time, I think it's worth using some of our money because we only flips and shuffles all jokers. That's okay because we don't really have any order dependency on our jokers. But it's worth fishing for some stuff because we want to use our money. So this is nice. Okay, let's play. Okay, great. Flush her up that. Oh, do we want to? Yeah, let's. No, we'll probably have one opportunity to get another diamonds here. So I'm playing the hand. Was wondering if it was going to make us win immediately. Oh, it is. Okay, we didn't get to change the ace of diamonds. That's probably should have done it, but oh well. Okay, definitely want to use this now. See if we can just enhance something. Nope, oh well, but we actually did get +1 just by using it, so that's great. And we have our Arcana packs, amazing. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Wild cards are great, tarot cards are great, moon. Okay, so this is interesting because I kind of want to use this now so that I can use this and get 2 tarot cards. But the problem is I don't have any diamonds in here. I could also just sell it. But at this point in time, I think it's worth probably. We have so many more clubs that I'm gonna commit, and we're saying hearts are out now. And now I'm gonna do this so that I can get 2 more. Okay, great, and now we got another moon. This is great. So another moon, diamonds, and hearts. Okay, so this is really lined up well. The moon's really lined up for us. So now we have a shit ton of clubs, and we're low on hearts and diamonds. So this devil, I'm just going to assign it to a card that I know is going to be around right before I win, so it can give us $3. And then this, I'll assign it to cards that we play. Rerolls the boss blind. Honestly, I don't want to reroll the boss line because there's no order dependency. It's all plus mults and then a times, which goes when the card is played. So this is literally completely ineffective joke on us, which is amazing. We've built a situation where we're completely immune to that. So we're just going to play and get more tarot cards, more planets. I don't think I'm going to get 75,000 on the first one, but maybe I will just tag this 3 right now in case I do. Okay, and do we have a flush to play now? don't. We don't have a flush to play. So I'm gonna play discard because we know we have the most clubs. I want to keep the 3 around for money. I'm play discarding so I can continue to buff up the green joker. And now we have our flush with our wild queen. Just in case, because there's no, oh no, there is a royal, but still, just in case, I'm gonna level these up. Could have held on to that in case of emergency on the boss round, but I really didn't want to play another hand here. We were only a little bit over halfway. It turned out to be not a problem, but I just wanted to be extra safe. Okay, don't want to make another joker. Do definitely want another Jupiter. No Jupiter, oh well. Okay, so we'll level up our backup. Gonna fish for clubs. No clubs. I can fish for spades. Okay, so we are at the boss. We have 29 extra dollars, so we definitely want to use up our money and see if anything interesting happens. That's not interesting. That is very interesting. We love that Jupiter. Oh, I meant to use it. And then this will be our last one. Okay, great. We're in great shape. We basically just need to play 2 flushes, and we're gonna win. And here's one. And we don't care at all what's going on with jokers because they're not order dependent. And we know that was the green one because it just popped. Oh, we're going to have to play 3 flushes. So we can probably afford to play discard. Oh no, we have the wild, so we're good. Here's another flush. Okay, and we're going to have to play discard. Oh no, we don't even really have to play discard. We can just play a 3 of a kind to take us over the finish line. Oh, 4 of a kind to take us over the finish line. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Alrighty, great. That was pretty straightforward. We could go into endless mode. We're not going to. Hopefully that was useful as a way to think through how to strategize about this. In terms of the hands being played, it was pretty like boring in the sense that it was basically all flushes. But that was the idea, was that we ended up at a place where we had flushes leveled up. We had some jokers that supported that, and we identified that it was a point in time where we needed to commit and start building out our deck structure for that. So we focused on getting tarot cards to turn lower represented or less represented suits into higher represented suits. We luckily got a joker that actually scaled with tarot card usage, which was awesome. We got another joker that scaled with hand playment, which is the green joker. And we basically got jokers that added a lot of plus mult for the cards we were playing, and then also gained more plus mult for the sort of things we were doing in the shop. And that's a really good structure. So it's gaining more power as you play hands, and then also focusing on getting Jupiters to scale our flush usage. And we even got that one blue seal too that really gave us like 4 or 5 more Jupiters, which was awesome. So I think this was like a pretty safe run. We didn't really hit any super like scary obstacles, hanging on for dear life. That definitely does happen in harder decks and harder antes, but the overall strategy of starting off a little agnostic, trying to just bring in jokers that give you some plus mult so that you can have the breathing room to then buy things, play hands, and wait on things that you really want, and then also respond to stuff that happens. So, you know, we got some Jupiters kind of randomly, and then we're like, oh, okay, it looks like this is the sort of leveling and scaling that is what is like a good basis to start building out around. And then at that point in time, we could focus on that. We were never hanging on for dear life. We were hanging on for dear life with money for a little bit, but we got out of it really luckily because there was a investment tag that was going to give us plus 25 after the boss, and we were able to leverage that and take it and skip that hand because we did not need to play that hand because we weren't hanging on for dear life. And that was actually a really huge moment, I would say. Hopefully this was helpful and sort of informative on Balatro's strategy. This was obviously the easiest deck and the easiest ante. Things do get harder, but thinking through things in that general way, I think, is a pretty general pattern and strategy for playing this.